Homestead Acres. Going to do a hive inspection today. Again, I am not an expert on this. I'm just kind of making my way through from books and other YouTube videos. So what I'm going to do here is smoke the entrance down to try to calm them down some. And then in a little bit I'll lift the top and blow some smoke in there. And while we're waiting, I'll take a look and see how their syrup supply is. Syrup supply is looking well. You can see them coming up and over and getting syrup out of the trough. The inside of the plastic is sanded down so they can have grip and get down into there.
Hey Adam, how do you make the syrup?
It's a 1-to-1 sugar and water mix.
Or you crunched one?
Yeah, that was from last time.
Why did you wait before pulling the top off?
Give them a chance to calm down some. Smoke them down some more here. The darker colored frames are what came in the nuke that we had bought. Got all kinds of propolis and stuff on there.
What's propolis?
Propolis is what they use to weld everything together.
Is that the stuff that's on top?
Yep. And that's also why you need a hive tool to pry this stuff apart.
Do you have to worry about crunching these?
Yep. You have to take caution to try not to smush them. Problem is when you smush them, they let off attack pheromone, and then they get angry and start stinging. Now what we have here is called brood comb. There's some honey in there as well. This is honey up in here, capped honey. The stuff in the middle though is brood.
And when you say brood, what do you mean?
That's the little ones they're laying. That's where the new bees will come from. Come to this side. This side is pretty much all brood. Down in, try to not crush one. Where did I just see that? And now they're over top of it. I'm trying to find one that had little ones in there. Can you see right in there? That's a larva down in there. Now in a short time, there's another one here. In a short time, they will cap that off and allow it to finish to develop. When you put your frames back, it is important to put them back in the same order they came out in the same location.
Why is that?
Because that's how they know, that's how they're building their home. Now this is one of the new frames that we had from our hives. They are building out comb. If you come to this side, this is what it looked like before. This is just the plain plastic that was on there. And as you can see, the other side they're building out comb and capped honey on there.
Where's the capped honey?
Up in this corner. As you can see, we have some pretty gentle bees. They're not really too angry, and I have not got stung yet. They're all very busy. More brood on this side. As well as that. Seeing the larva means that the queen is doing her job. I'm not seeing a ton of larvae, but
What is, you have one that's stuck there. What is that one?
they're in there doing their business. They're either cleaning out the cell or getting it prepared for...
Where'd it go?
Right there.
Winked at it.
There's a few of them around.
And
At least I believe that's what they're doing, is they're either cleaning out a cell that it produced to be, or they're feeding a larva in there. The brand new larvae are really small and can be hard to see. I'm not good enough at identifying the queen, so don't ask to do that.
That was my next question. Did they have her marked? Were you able to identify her when
No.
you put them in? What's the, well, you'll see it when you... What's the, see, that nodule, how that's grown out like that?
I'm afraid might be a queen cell.
There's more on the other side.
That might be a bee hatching right there. I'm not sure though. That right there.
See all this?
Yeah, those
And
aren't
down
queen
there.
cells. That I'm not
Why,
sure what
why
that
is it doing that?
I'm not sure. It was kind of that way already when we got the nuke.
What does the other side look like?
Pretty close to the same. Lots of brood on this side. This is, I think, their main brood cell. And then there's always honey up in the corner so they can get the food.
When you put them back in, do you have to worry about squishing ones at the bottom?
No, because there is room built in at the bottom. And that side, a little bit of work building out some comb. This side, there's more. Being done to build out. That's a lot of, it appears to be a lot of honey going in that one. Then the final one, there's not actually in, but it's still a relatively new colony. This is inspection at about 2.5 weeks after I installed the nuke. Now this is the tricky part.
You
Slide
need to
this
spray
on
again.
and try not to squash too many bees.
Some beehives have several stacks high. Why are there only just the small box and the one on top?
Because it's a new colony, we're just letting them build into this. You don't want to go too big, otherwise they don't build a proper brood nest, and they don't build their colony properly if you give them too much space. So we'll do the same over here. Give them some smoke at the entrance.
What do you put in the smoker?
I use pine straw.
What's pine straw?
Just dead pine needles. And there's a number of YouTube videos out there on how to light a smoker that are far better than what I could demonstrate. So you can find those. I can maybe have Mandy link one for you in the description if I can find the one I like. There is a guy YouTube channel called the 628 Dirt Rooster. He does, his motto is hobby beekeeping is a way of life. He has a ton of information out there for this stuff, and I'd recommend him for a follow if you're looking to learn this instead of trying to learn it from me. This one was very busy a couple hours ago when I was mowing our trails. There's a lot of activity going in and out of this one.
We'll make sure to put a link to that page that Adam mentioned in the description of this video. I'm surprised Gunnar isn't worried about getting...
And you seem to be fairly calm bees.
It's a little unnerving standing here videoing and having the buzzing going on around you. On the opposite side, what's all that? Those cells that are really pronounced.
Those?
Yeah.
Those are, I believe, drone brood. Drone are male bees who serve no function in the hive other than to go out and mate with queens. Because when you have a queen that leaves, a virgin queen, she goes out and does a mating flight. And she'll mate with a number of drones from the area. That's the only time she ever mates in her life. She will then come back to her hive and stay there and lay until she can no longer lay.
How long does a queen usually live, do you know?
That I'm not sure.
What other kind of bees are there in the colony? Aside from drones and queens?
There are foragers, which just is what it sounds like. They go out and they get the nectar and the pollen. And then there's ones that just work on cleaning and attending to the little ones. Ooh, there's the queen.
Where?
Right on the bottom. You see her marked?
Oh, yep.
They did mark her.
Oh,
there.
Where'd she go?
She's down on the bottom. She's going to the others. She's down on the bottom of the frame.
I don't think I got her. Oh, she's over here.
Got her?
Well, question is, oh, there she is. She has a white dot on her.
I want to set her down. I don't want to drop her or injure her or kill her.
Because if she leaves, they swarm. Is that correct?
Swarm. When a hive runs out of room, they will start. They have this ability to turn bee larva into becoming a queen, and it'll turn into a queen cell. So they don't just abandon the hive. They set it up so there will be a new queen there, but then the queen leaves with the majority of the hive.
Or if she dies.
Or if she dies, then, or gets, gets killed, or if she isn't laying well, the hive will realize that's what it is, and they'll create a number of queen cells, and then it's the first queen that hatches will go and find the other queen cells, cut them open, and kill the others.
What would that new queen do with the existing queen? Kill her then?
That I'm not sure. Yeah, lots of brood. Honey up in the corners. This queen appears to be laying a lot of brood, which is good. You need to develop a strong colony so they can make it through the winter and put up lots of honey stores. And from the best I can tell from what I've read and watched videos, I think we're doing well.
Any sign of mites?
That, I'm sure an experienced beekeeper could tell by looking. Otherwise, you have to kind of do either a sugar shake or a alcohol shake to do a mite count. But we're probably a few weeks away from having to worry about that.
What's a sugar shake?
Sugar shake is you take powdered sugar and you just take 1 cup of bees. Right here. The cup of bees has to do with, will equal a certain number of bees. And then you put them in a, like, mason jar. You shake them with sugar, and then they will start working to clean themselves and clean each other. And then the mites will fall off, and then you pour out the powdered sugar and count how many mites, and if you have a certain number of mites per that group, you have to start treating with I can't remember, it's a certain type of acid. I have to look it up, I have it written down. But Verona mites can wipe out an entire hive. They get on the bee and just weaken them, and they do a number. Look at this.
It's easier to put the lid on this one. What's the sugar syrup look like on this one?
Should look pretty good. I just filled these up the other day. Checked like midweek, and
you need to scoot that box forward too.
Looking good. Fortunately, a lot of ants climbed up in this one, but they're able to get in and do their thing and get sugar. And you feed sugar water until they stop taking it, and that'll be when there's plenty of flowers and wild nectar for them to take. So that's quick hive inspection. I think things are looking well. We'll leave them be, and please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.